So today I'm going to be reading you a book called The Day Granny's Knickers Blew Away by Grant Cooper, illustrations by Charlie Robinson. This is my autograph, and I think this was by the author or the illustrator. I think it was the illustrator. Every Sunday afternoon, come rain or come sunshine, my old Granny Moon gets out her washing line. She puts clothes in the machine and waits around indoors. When they are done, all nice and clean, hang 7 pairs of drawers. Her knickers, although nice and clean, are hanging on the line. What a sight for the world to see! Rather hers than mine. Now, one eventful Sunday day, the washing up she did do, and as she hung her knickers up, a wind began and blew. It blew and blew before she knew her knickers flew away. Now I'm ready in a stew. The day that Granny's knickers blew, the day they blew away. Her bloomers blew up really high towards the sky. When they floated their way down, they landed on a fence. This fence, it went around a house at least 15 feet tall. It was a house for Mr. Mouse, who was, quite small. He saw the pants upon the fence and quietly squeaked, "Hooray!" The little mouse was so happy. This was his lucky day. He'd been stuck there way up high for well over 2 weeks. He had no way to get back down, and no one heard his squeaks. He grabbed the drawers with his tiny paws and held with all his might. He held his breath and closed his eyes, and then began his flight. He used her knickers as a parachute. What would the neighbors say? You've not seen a sight so cute. The day that Granny's knickers blew, the day they blew away. The mouse flew across the garden where he landed in a bog. Then he saw to his surprise a frog next to the log. The frog croaked to the little mouse, all speckled, green and slimy. Where did you get those great big pants? They are just huge, ribbit, corblemy. Mouse squeaked. They were from the sky. The sky? Frog said, "Oh my! I wonder, may I ask you why? Some pants flew from so high." "I'm not quite sure," the mouse replied. "It does seem very silly." "What's silly?" the frog said. "Is I can't swim. I'm stuck upon this lily." This lily could be a sailing boat, and the pants could be the sail. They're big and bright and light enough. Surely the plan can't fail. So with no more doubt, the two of them began to work. When they'd done, Frog said to Mouse, "Thank you for all your work." Unfortunately for Mr. Frog, the pants were just too large. A gust of wind took them to flight. They blew right over the yard. Over flower pots and shrubs, the pantaloons did glide. They landed next to 3 bear cubs, a perfect place to hide. The 3 small bears were in the woods, looking for some honey, but they were tired and really should have been back home with Mummy. But their home was miles away. "I really need a nap. A short break in these knickers first, and then we'll head straight back." One by one, the 3 bears went into the knicker tent. Would you have guessed a knicker tent in that? 3 bears all went. Inside, they were quite warm and snug, all peaceful, and they lay they dreamt of eating honey cake. The day that Granny's knickers blew, the day they blew away. They had just slept for half an hour. That wind did blow again. The pants soared high into the air across the village. Then Granny Moon was not amused. Looking high and low, she scratched her head and looked around. Where did my knickers go? When all of this commotion came was on a special day, on a specific day in May. Was a little village feast. Mrs. Banks from number 9 was head of committee, but she let one thing slip her mind, and it was such a pity. The cake stall, which so well stocked and looking rather posh, was missing one important thing, a frilly tablecloth. You might think, why all this fuss? What difference could it make with or without a tablecloth? A cake is still a cake. Mrs. Banks was all aghast. I'm out of good ideas, when by chance from up above a tablecloth appeared. Well, to say tablecloth was not exactly true, because I know, as you do too, these pants belong to Shoo. So perfect for the cake display. These pants have saved the day. No one will know what these are for. The next day that Granny's knickers blew, the day they blew away. The cakes did sell throughout the day, and soon there were no more. At this time, Granny Moon arrived and was amazed at what she saw. My knickers are a tablecloth. I can't believe my eyes. If she'd known where they had been, she'd have a big surprise. A parachute for a small mouth to get down from a wall. A sailboat for Speckled Frog, who couldn't swim at all. A tent to the 3 bear cubs sleep, but strangest of them all, a tablecloth to sell cakes at the little village feast. Would you believe in such a day, the day that Granny's knickers blew, the day that they blew away? If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button down below. Bye!